Hello, welcome back to 1878 FM podcast. It's back, the hiatus of the summer. We are back, not all together, because Sam Avery is big box, little box in Ibiza. Going to be the bald boss of Ibiza, not the bowler boss of Ibiza. So I've got time for that, for Sam, to be in them phone parties, blowing his whistle, looking like Harry Hill. Love it.
Do you think he looks like Perry out of Kevin and Perry growing up? And he's just gone back?
Like a bald head?
Yeah. Think about it with the bald head.
Looks like George Dawes, but he looks like Perry. No. But maybe he's going back to be buzzing in Ibiza. So fair play to him. He's sunning himself. He will be back next week. But we do have big David Vitti. Just there, ready. He's been waiting all summer. Crossing the days off to talk about Everton.
Following motorbikes round small islands.
Doing all sorts.
That's what I've heard.
Paddleboarding. Doing the lot.
It's been quite a bike-heavy summer, actually, to be honest with you, since I've seen you last. But all I can say is it's nice to be back, although I do already miss the close season. It was a nice sanctuary for me, and it was just nice not to think about the obvious. But anyway, we'll talk about that more a little later. But no, it's been a nice summer. Thank you. I haven't had my summer holidays yet. I'm going off next week and a little bit of the week after, so you won't see me then. But hopefully Sam will be back with Tales of Ibiza and all of his exploits, so you can play with him instead. But how was America? How was Chicago? How was New York? How did you get on?
It was lovely. It was busy. It was busy. We had a great time. Very, very busy time.
Busy.
Running from event. Well, running through Central Park. I biked through Central Park, so it was all good. It was brilliant, to be honest. Just the like we always say, the football sort of
ruins it.
Wasn't amazing. Yeah. But the rest of it was brilliant, yeah. It was really good. Really warm in New York, wasn't it? Nice and warm in Chicago.
Yeah, the pictures looked great.
Warm in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. A good time was had by all. Some strange things happened, but going to New Jersey to a tiny school to see David Moyes get angry about the sun. But things bizarre. I mean, you wouldn't know.
As in the publication or the planet?
No, as in the actual sun in the sky.
Is it a planet or is it just a thing? Sorry to take us off on a tangent already. Is the sun a planet?
It's not a planet.
It's not a planet.
It's a star, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on.
A hot star.
Come on.
Hang on.
Maybe.
You've been in the south too long.
Well, he's just checking.
It's a star. We don't have to check. It's a star. I know.
Definitely not a planet.
Right, here we go. Right, this is the first bit of intel of the new season. No, the sun is not a planet. It's a star. Specifically, a yellow dwarf star located at the center of our solar system. Planets orbit stars, and the sun is the star around which our solar system's planet orbit, according to NASA. Now, NASA should know because they're bang into space. Yeah.
They are.
You'd feel like they'd know.
That would be their subject on Mastermind.
Space,
think
absolutely.
so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think. And that's quite a safe bet.
I think so.
You've gone route one there.
And propulsion.
Yeah,
propulsion as well would be another one, wouldn't it? They're the two mainstays of NASA. Yeah, I think so. So I think we're safe on that. I just find it staggering that you had to ask Google.
It's good.
No, but listen, the thing is, though, Ped, is that I don't want to be broadcasting any inaccuracies.
No,
of
course not.
I've done enough in my time, and I think that now, with the 2025-2026 season, we need to be accurate, right? So I'm going to make more of an effort to make sure that I fact check everything.
Talking about
fact check again.
Just going a side tangent just away from America as we talk about your past. There is very much talk, Dave, that the Wall is coming back.
Oh,
and that just makes me think that if the Wall is coming back, there has to be almost like a Champions edition.
There's got to be.
Not that a champion. I believe Dave was a champion.
No, but
I won that.
There you go, you're a champion. See what I led them into it just to find out because I didn't actually know what led Dave into it.
Our team won.
Yeah, exactly. So you would be on if there was like a champions show where the best of the best come back. So therefore,
me and Ann Diamond and Joe Swash would be the team victorious.
Exactly. And Joe Swash is on a little bit of a high of his career. I mean, based off his wife, but he did won him back straight away.
Get the three.
And Diamond, not so sure about, but just get the team back.
Get them back.
They are champions.
We were the champions. You bring in a new one back. We'll show you how it's done, and see if the passage of time. Obviously not you if your agent hasn't rang you.
I don't have an agent anymore.
No. Well,
you don't need
going
one.
wrong. This is where you're going wrong.
There's a phone ringing.
This is why I'm not on the telly anymore, isn't it? Because I've got no agent.
Yeah, I think you might need to get one, Dave. You know,
actually, it wasn't called The Wall, was it? It was called
Hole in the Wall.
Hole in the Wall. No, because The Wall was the Danny Dyer one. It's like the whoa. You know, we've got to beat the whoa.
Let's see where it drops. Let's see where it drops.
It's the whoa.
Who else is on there?
They've got somebody on there who struggles with the word whoa.
As a lot of us would.
Yeah, because Cockneys can't say whoa or bow.
Yeah. Angela Rippon was on that as well, so it was Danny Dyer and Angela Rippon.
What a duo!
What a combo!
I mean, you went from The Wall,
a whoa,
thinking that was actually
sausages,
Dave Vitti and Ann Diamond.
Yeah.
But when you realise the actual whoa was Danny Dyer and Angela Rippon, I mean, is this a episode, a swingers that we never knew about? That we
Did you say swingers then?
Yeah, well, listen, you and Ann Diamond.
Yeah.
Dyer and Rippon.
Listen.
Dyer and Rippon.
I know. I may have entered the stage between her legs, or was it the other way around? But please don't say the S word, right? Because there was nothing in there.
Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, so the new host.
Oh, it could be.
The new host.
What's the food one where you all come down with me? The four of you.
Come diamond with me.
No, come
diamond with me.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Come Dyer with me.
Okay, yeah. So we're basically getting shows.
Or are we just ripping that off?
So the new.
Come on.
The new host.
You're on it. Are we just ripping that off?
Yeah.
Angela?
We all got it.
I don't think Dave did.
We just moved past it really.
Yeah,
so the new host is Alison Hammond.
There you go.
Really?
Really?
Now, she has got a good agent.
She has got a very good agent. My God, her agent.
So not quite as good as other agents, but he is good or she is good. And that's where you're going wrong, Dave. That's where you're going wrong.
But what's even worse is, Dave, she was a contestant on it. So again, there is a phone ringing somewhere. There's a phone.
Really?
Well, there's a picture of her in a hard helmet, and it doesn't look like. Yeah, and she was. Hang on, she was in a team with Joe Squash.
Joe Squash, not
whatever.
Joe Squash.
No.
Is that a different fella?
Joe Squash and there's someone else who's dead lanky.
No, you are 100% right. And again, that goes with my fact checking, because here in the Daily Mirror on the 12th of July, Alison Hammond to host Hole in the Wall, and indeed there is a picture of her dressed up. As there is, by the way, but weirdly, right? And this is I do actually have to hand, and this isn't a setup, I promise. I do actually have.
Oh, Dave is reaching.
Here we go. I do have a picture, or rather an illustration of me in said times. All right, can you see that?
Really? I can see it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Dave, you wear that helmet so well.
Yeah. Starlight Express.
Yeah. It is very much.
I mean, no one really looks good in those suits, because you tend to look a little bit like a baked potato with a cherry tomato on your head if you're in the red team. But that's
a great picture.
Yeah,
great
it was
picture.
from an article.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've just pulled up the episode, and at the bottom it says people mentioned, and when you look at it, it says Joe Swash, Christian Digby, Adu, Sophie Anderson, and then Dave Vitti. There he is. That's on YouTube as the people.
Wow.
There you go.
See? So YouTube remembers.
Yeah. Hole in the Wall, full episode, season 2, episode 2. So all the episodes are on YouTube if you want to go and relive Dave's adventures.
Yeah.
But also, but it's actually been repeated on TV loads of times, because it then went on to something like Kids BBC. And it was then on their sort of repeating network.
Loop.
I used to get loads of texts from people kind of going, "Oh my God, I've just seen it on the TV." And they'll be them repeating that again. So.
Don't we have that thing that they have in America where you get paid every time you're on?
Well,
Need to get that.
Maybe if I had an agent, then maybe I'd be getting paid for that.
Dave, it feels like you know there might need to be a conversation somewhere along the line.
think maybe there should be. This is what I should have been doing with my summer rather than chasing motorbikes around, isn't it?
Possibly.
And also, you're never going to catch those motorbikes. So what are you doing chasing them?
I know. Ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
When did we last speak, by the way?
We spoke before the Newcastle game, because after the Newcastle game, stuff come up and we just never got back into doing the show.
Yeah. I know it's been a while.
It has been a while, so as you can tell.
So what have you... Obviously, Everton beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
Lovely warm,
go back
sunny
to that.
days in May.
Just recount the Newcastle game.
That game. And then we've gone into the summer. What have you made of Everton's transfer business in the summer, Dave?
What have I made of it? I think that Dewsbury Hall is probably going to be a solid signing. I am excited about the prospect of Grealish providing a bit of flair, because I do rate him. I know he comes with a little bit of baggage, and some people are blow hot and cold about him, but I do rate him. I think he's a good player. So that is exciting. I think that Dibbling sounds too expensive, but we are still seemingly knocking on the door there, as far as I'm aware. Richarlison looks to be going to Palace potentially, doesn't he? For Eze as a make weight. That's the latest I read.
You're about 12 hours behind because Eze signed for Arsenal.
Eze's gone to Arsenal.
Oh, is he gone?
Well, basically.
Well, it's agreed.
Okay,
so.
Fine.
No, but that was the big story yesterday, Richarlison.
This is what happens when you live in a little sleepy village.
This is it,
This is when you're not up on the breaking news.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still think that we're needing reinforcements, obviously, and Monday night would highlight that in full clarity.
What did you make of Monday then? Moving
on
swiftly.
I thought it was awful. I mean, there's no way of dressing it up. I thought it was dreadful. I mean, the only positive that I can come out with is the fact that the second half was better than the first half, but that wasn't difficult. The first half was dire. I actually had problems with my feed without giving any too much information away, which in many ways was a blessing, because it did actually, keep me from some of the more shocking moments. But no, I thought it was dreadful. And as a start, this is the thing with the beginning of the season, is you can't blame it on anything, really. You can't blame it on, the players are tired, this, that, and the other. I mean, I know that there was injuries and whatnot, but as an opening performance of a new season, and a new season that promises so much, we have a new manager. I know he obviously arrived in January, but we have a new manager. We have a new stadium. There's an uplift in the club. There's an uplift in the fortunes. There's an uplift in the overall atmosphere. And then that performance comes out, and it was just woeful. I mean, I appreciate that Leeds were buoyed by the crowd and whatnot, and all the cliches, difficult place to go, blah 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 blah. But certainly the crowd played their part. And Leeds are up for it, Leeds aren't going to win anything this season, but they were up for it, and they worked hard, and they were considerably better than us. It's as simple as that. And I think certainly in the first half we didn't compete. I thought we were on the ropes. We offered virtually nothing. I didn't think it was a penalty before you asked me. I think it was harsh. I don't know what your views were, but I didn't think it was a pen, and I expected VAR to overturn it, and they didn't. And so we should have come away with a boring point on the road to start the season, and we've come away with nothing. That's what I think.
Well, it's more than nothing, isn't it? Because it's not only not getting any points, but it just has set a horrible tone, hasn't it, for the rest of the week? There's so much negativity flying around when really we should be heading into what should be a huge
first game
weekend.
In the new yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it feels at best flat, doesn't it? It feels like all of the air's been taken out of the balloon. And you're right, if we managed to just see out the game, which we looked like we were going to, and get a 0-0, then people would have gone, right, we've gone there, we've got no fullbacks, the team's a bit of a hodgepodge, we're still waiting for new players to come in. But you get the flip side, you lose the game, it becomes pure negativity. We haven't signed anybody since, we haven't signed players in the right positions. In fact, all the links are with players who don't play in the positions we need, and no one feels right now, and this will probably change, don't get me wrong, this will change, but nobody feels that excited about going to the first Premier League game at our new stadium, Hill Dickinson Stadium. And that's sad, isn't it? That's really sad.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be. That shouldn't come off one game. This has been 6-7 years in the making, if not 25, 30 years in the making. We should all be really excited and shouldn't be based on one game. But that's how that game has left a lot of people feeling.
I think we have to just scratch it, though, don't we? I think we have to just sort of put it behind us and almost say, as you're implying, the fact that the season starts this weekend. You know, the season starts on Sunday. It's a new era, and it should be an exciting era, and people shouldn't be going in there with their heads down.
No.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because the season finished so positively, didn't it? You know, won 3 out the last 4 away games. You're going into a new stadium. There's new owners. There's money. And you know, got some players in relatively quickly, and then hit the buffers on what we really need, and that frustration's gathered and got bigger and bigger over the weeks. You know, it was put to one side slightly by Jack Grealish's signing last week, Dewsbury Hall, but I think everyone was still looking at that right winger because there's a big hole in the team there, and Everton haven't been able to do the deal as yet with whoever that may be. And then frustration comes, and if you then go out and play the way Everton did on Monday, and the double whammy of you can play that bad but don't get anything out the game either, and you're beaten by a team that, you know, they're going to be an average team if they do manage to stay up. You know, I said before the game, nothing would be learned on Monday night. If Leeds won, which I'll be honest, I feared they may well win that game. Before I had a bit of trepidation about it for a couple of weeks, just because of where we were and what it is. But just because Leeds won doesn't mean they're going to be safe, and just because Everton lost doesn't mean Everton are going to be in trouble. And it would have been true the other way round either. If Everton had won, it wouldn't have meant Leeds were relegated, and it wouldn't have meant Everton were getting in Europe. It was just, it's one of those, we've seen this many times before with Everton. They don't start the season the way we'd like them to. We have a really poor result, and it just feels flat and like, oh, normal service resumed. However, it's the first game of a season, and we've got to put it to bed, and we've got to go after Brighton, and while they are a decent side, they're not amazing, and we're at home, and it is that day. It'll be a momentous day. Hopefully Everton will have a couple of players back, but if not, the manager will just have to get it sort of more right than what he did the other night, because I don't think he got it particularly right on Monday. And his subs were a bit, my opinion, Grealish was too slow to be brought. You know, it was too slow, that decision to get him on the pitch. I thought, exactly, and I thought Tierno Barry should have been on, because Beto was just having one of those nights where he just wasn't at it. And then I still, when we ended up with 2 up front, I don't understand why he didn't put Dwight McNeil on, just on the left, to just put balls into the box and try to battle and scrap for something and give them fresh impetus. So I think the manager didn't have his best night the other night. But it's a long season and things can turn really quickly, and you know, we should know that better than anyone. Haven't seen how quickly our season turned in January from being an absolute disaster to finishing quite positively.
Of Barry as yet, I've seen precious little of him. You'll have seen a bit more. What are your early thoughts on what little you've seen?
I've seen him quite a bit of Villarreal, and I like the look of him. He's a bit, I don't want to say raw, but there's work to be done on his sort of hold up play, what his first touch is like. But I think he's good in the air. I think he's got a good turn of pace, and I think he'll score goals. You know, his development has been, every challenge he's had the last few years in better leagues, he's moved up every year, and he's done relatively well each year. But even last season, when he went to Villarreal from Bâle, he started the season really well for Bâle. He had 8 goals in 3 games, and Villarreal bought him for 11 million. He went in with Alexander Sørloth being the main striker, and it took him a while to get in and establish himself as like the main man there, but he finished the season well, and I think he'll do okay, but most people never want to hear the words. Might just have to be a little bit patient with him while he gets up to speed. But I think he'll do all right. He's got the physical attributes to do well, and he's only 22. And until Everton start developing these players and learning that we've got to be a little bit patient with some of these, because that's where you get the value and that's where they become better players. But we're going to have a few of these kind of players to come in, because we're not at the level where we can offer Newcastle 150 million for Alexander Isak, are we? So we're going to have to do it some way. But it's going to take him probably a little bit of time, but that's the way it is, Dave, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I was just curious because, as I say, I've not seen enough of him, but I'm hoping that finally it is sensible recruitment in the right area.
I think we could probably do another striker as well in there so that Timothy can go off on loan somewhere. And you do feel like Moyes would want a little bit of insurance rather than just having him and better, wouldn't you? Like a third one.
I feel like at the moment he'd want to be the number one.
Yeah.
Just to, honestly, get that sense. He doesn't seem at all happy with Beto. Just everything just screams that he doesn't really. He's a starter, but it doesn't seem like he's happy with that. And then that makes you think, well, should we just play Barry? Should we just give Barry the minutes and while the team's bedding in together and while we're getting new players into it? Should we just bed him in at the same time?
He needs minutes somewhere, doesn't he?
That can go either way, can't it? Obviously, that can go either way. That can go, But then Beto scored goals at the end of last season, so it's all on the manager, isn't it? As he beds people in. So
I think the real issue for me is the balance, though, with the team. We just don't have anything on the right hand side.
That's it.
And that's a real. I think that's a real issue for whoever's playing up front. But also the team, and obviously Jake O'Brien, we know he's a centre back, and he done well at right back last season because he's solid, and the manager might well want to keep him there for now. But that also means you've got a 6'6" centre back playing right back, and you haven't got anyone ahead of him who's creative and it's got a bit of pace. So the right hand side's just so neglected, which means that it's easy to squeeze the ball, and we haven't got. We need as much help on both sides to be creative as possible, and the strikers need the service. And if you're only getting it from one side, and the opposition sort of know that, it's easy to shut it down, And Jack Grealish has got to remember and realise quickly that he hasn't got Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, Phil Foden. The list goes on all around him. So we've got to get used to him as well, but. We'll be fine. But we do need recruitment, and quickly.
What would be your decision on Tyler Dibbling and where we are now, if indeed he is the best answer on the right-hand side? Would you pay him what they want, or would you walk away?
Well, I think going back to what you said before, Tottenham are having a look at him now. So if they want to pay the full asking price, I think that will take it out of Everton's hands. Everton have been, it seems, negotiating with Southampton to a point of, we'll get this done.
Isn't it the sell-on clause that's also problematic? Don't they want 25%?
Yeah, there's been all kinds. Yeah, there's been all kinds, hasn't it, talked about. But listen, if someone like Spurs comes in and offer the money Southampton want, they'll get him. I don't think Everton will even bother to get into a bidding war with another Premier League team. If Spurs want to pay the money for him, they'll obviously, if you're a Spurs fan today, you're going to be as angry as Everton fans, because you've just been beaten by your rival to a player that you thought you had well tucked away. So Dibbling probably is one of those where Everton are just trying to maybe shave the edges off the deal. But as I said, if another Premier League team comes in for him and offers the money, then it ain't going to happen. Everton aren't going to get into a bidding war. I suppose it's what's next, what's under that, what goes beyond. What are the targets and how quickly can they be brought in? And because Dibbling really isn't necessarily the answer to what we need. He doesn't actually fit into what we need. He's very similar to Grealish and Njai in terms of his style. Where we need an out-and-out runner, don't we? We need someone who can pick the ball up and just run and go left and right. I mean, I said all summer I wanted to go for Ben Doak from Liverpool, but that was obviously maybe problematic just because of who he played for. He's gone to Bournemouth for 25 million. It'll be very interesting to see how he does. It's whether there's other targets and we can get them over the line, but I wouldn't be going necessarily any higher for Diblin. I'd just be trying to, like, I don't know, smooth the edges off the deal, how we pay for it, and all that kind of thing. But these things are so complicated these days that it's really hard to get into them, isn't it? You can't just say just pay the money, because the money can be mightn't just be a lump. It's not ever going to be a lump sum. It's going to be over a certain time, as you just mentioned. Sell-ons, add-ons, buyback. Well, there's never going to be a buyback, but you know, all these different things that end up in football deals now that make them so problematic to work with. I'd imagine.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to if Everton have decided he is the one. If he's definitely the one, and there's a couple of million between the clubs, I don't know how much there is, but if there was, then, or if it's 3-4 million, then Everton should really probably just pay it. If they're sold on him.
Yeah.
If they're not, if there's a bit of, we want him, he's a good player, but there is others and they're cheaper or fit our budget, or we could do more with the budget, then move away from him then.
Yeah.
You know, you're right, if Spurs come in, they're in Champions League, they'll have money. And whether the lad will look at it from his perspective and go, I'm not really going to get a game there though, so I'm not going to go there. Or will he look and go, well, the Champions League club and I'll get plenty of games, so I will go there. Whatever, Spurs will probably beat them. If they can pay the money, they'll win that race. But I don't know. I think Everton have got to decide very quickly what it is. I'd still, and I've said I'll say his name every day, and I will, just in the hope it comes into the ether, but I'd still go and pay 25, 26 million for Dylan Bachwe. That's Strasbourg, who's 21 and can run. I would, because I look around and I go, 45 million for Dibbling, really good physique, can do, you know, I think we'll make money on him. So he's a good signing, but if the Roman and Aaron don't quite have the money, then okay, what's underneath it? So we look at Malik Fofana at Lyon. He's sort of kept us on the end of the leash all summer. You know, he hasn't said no, but he wants to evaluate his options. Okay, so can you get him? I don't know, but he's a good player. Then under that's Fatawu at Leicester, but he's had 2 ACLs in 3 seasons. Are you going to pay what they want? I don't know. And then after that, you start looking around going, well, every other target seems to have moved. Why wouldn't we go and take a semi-gamble on someone who got the physical attribute? You know, they looked at the lad, Giao, is it, at Como. You know, he went for 10 million in January, scored 10 goals or 9 goals. Why weren't we buying him in January? You know what I mean? And now they want something like 50, 60 million for him. So that's out the door. So at some stage, I feel like Everton are going to have to go, this is what we're going for. Otherwise, we're going to keep repeating mistakes of the past,
then isn't that going back to,
million
but
for
isn't
everyone.
that going back to what we were saying before about Barry? It's like, he literally, he's one of those players, isn't he? And he's not, he hasn't come straight he hasn't come straight into our team. He's going to sit on the bench, and he's sitting on the bench for a guy that a lot of people just really are really unsure about. And we'd probably take the money if we were offered decent money for him. We could get a replacement, and that pay. I think, don't know if how much that pays into it, but players want to come, and if they're going to come, they expect. We love our football club, but it ain't done anything for years. No. And if they come to a club like Everton, they see it as a stepping stone, which is fine. I have no real issue with. Until we make it better. But they expect to play, don't they? They expect to play. They expect to go straight into that first team and be in it every single week. And if they're not, then they're going to look at that situation going, well, is this a manager who once tried and tested? And that to me is the worry, is that we don't look at these players because these players don't look at us, are they? And it's you know, something's got to change, hasn't it? Something's got to change on that point from that point.
I just think we need the balance. Listen,
we're none of us are. We all know what we need. We all know what we need. We need a right winger and we need a right back purely for the squad, and the right winger would play every single game. That's the crazy thing about it. Anyone we bought on playing on the right will play every single game, bar injury. And that's the crazy thing about it. That's how much we need that player.
And that's why they might be leaning towards Dibbling, because he has played 30 odd games in the Premier League, and he is a good age, and he's 6'1" or something, good for, physically a big player. So, but
I wonder whether it is the sell-on that's causing the biggest issues, because as you say, Baz, ultimately, if the two clubs are a couple of million apart, or even 5 million apart in today's money, you would think that would be a bridge that's not insurmountable. But I wonder whether actually it's the 25% sell-on clause, which just seems absurd, which might be making it just not even feasible, one to entertain.
You wonder as well, Dave, whether, obviously because it is all new people at the football club, whether people are trying to make Everton look like they're not soft, like they aren't Everton of the past few years, where obviously we've all critiqued it, how much we've paid, the length of contracts we've brought in, the same kind of players we've brought in. You wonder whether that people want to seem to look at it and go, Everton are a soft touch. We won't pay over the odds for players. And I get that. I totally do get it. But when it comes to that won't help me much. When you were in when we're, not even...
You were going, I'll be honest, I thought you were going full Shania there.
Yeah.
Then you hear the excuses and you just say, that don't impress me much. If Everton
I was going to say, man, I feel like a woman. But,
well, that's just, I can't say whether you do or you don't.
No.
But
let's be honest. It doesn't really. When you're sitting there watching the match, you see a big space on the right hand side, or the team's completely unbalanced. You aren't asked how good Everton look in the boardroom, are you? No. I mean, it's an impressive boardroom. Everyone's seen the new boardroom.
But the badge is the wrong way.
No, that's in the dressing room.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. I thought
right, let's address the badge.
Right, yeah. Because because all the pictures I've seen, and it looks fantastic, but every picture you've seen has got the badge the wrong way around.
This is true.
Okay, having sat in the dressing room, right? No, I'm saying when you sit down, as where the players will sit, the badge is the right way.
Yeah.
The problem is...
hang on. Right. When you sit where the players sit, the badge is the right way.
Yeah, the right way.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the problem they had was the first couple of photos. Yeah. For whatever reason, the photographer took them from the other angle. Yeah. So it makes the badge look upside down. Clearly, that feedback has got back. And now the latest pictures have been taken from the other angle where the badge is the right way.
Yeah,
I can understand why he's taken it that way, because presumably if he went from the perspective of the players and the badge being in the right place, you're then going to get not doors, but you're not going to get that nice clean round.
But I suppose, and what he's done is he's now took them at the angle, so you see the player and the thing, and you're not necessarily seeing the far. And for all I know, he took them always, and whoever put the things out had used the different photographs. So
I'd have had a revolving badge.
Just slowly,
just a spinner. Just get one of those little, those little boxes you get for, when you buy those LED lights now, and you end up with like 30.
You've got lots of
with all the different lights,
and lights,
and you end up with those those little plastic white remote controls all over the house, and you use them once to get the telly light and all that. Just get one of them, and it might take about 3 weeks for it to spin round. But it does eventually spin round.
Fair play. If you're
going to have a brand new stadium,
slow rotate,
then just factor these things into them.
And the photographer's got to wait then till the badge lines up and then just quickly fire it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, listen, we've got like beer machines that you just put your card next to. We've got shops. Dave, I don't know if you've seen this. We've got shops in the ground that you put your card on the thing as you walk in. There's no one in there. You pick up what you want. You walk out, and they charge you for it.
Wow!
So it's like a petrol station. It takes money off you and then you go in, and there's loads of cameras.
Oh, I see. So a bit like the pre-authorized thing.
Yeah,
like on the
that's it.
Where it pre-authorizes you for £99, and then if you put in 42 or whatever, then it just debits that. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or it gives you change. I mean, it won't give you much change going by the price of what Everton are charging in the stadium, but apparently it gives you change. Loads of people were complaining at the weekend because it takes £20 off you and they didn't get any change. But they did buy a bottle of Coke and a packet of crisps, so I don't know why they think they're going to get any change.
Well, that's going to be 1950 anyway, isn't it? You know?
And don't get me started. If you want a donut, you have to have a mortgage application on the way in.
Yeah. Yeah,
be pre-approved.
What's mad about that again? Just to repeat it, but we haven't had this with Dave. Everton had the second test event. They introduced these blue, the Everton donut. So the donut with the Everton badge on it, blue.
Yeah,
great, and charged £3.50 for it. And lots of people kicked off at how expensive the donut was.
Yeah,
saying it's great, but £3.50, it's a joke. It should be £2 or £2.50, whatever. So what whoever's running the costs, and it might be Everton, it might be the company who use it, in their wisdom, decided to charge £6.50 at the Roma game for said same donut. So £3.50 took a load of flack, whacked an extra £3 on top.
Have that.
Just went balls out. Just went. And what,
lad?
And what, lad? So. There you go.
So we've told this story.
Yeah. So there you go. I just want
No. I like it. I was unaware of that because I
also when you walk out with your donut, there's a 25% sell on as well.
Oh, is it good? Yeah. And is there a buyback clause or not?
No, they don't. They don't want it back.
They don't want it back. Clause. Okay.
No.
Once you've got it in your sweaty little mitt, then they don't want it back. No.
Don't want it back. But there is that 25% sell on. So you got to decide whether.
Any idea when you're going to get up to the stadium? I mean, I'm sure when you do, you won't tell us anyway. But any idea when you're going to get?
Hang on. I thought we were friends in all of this. I thought that I know.
It's comedy, comedy, Dave.
Incidentally, I noticed that I don't get a call from either of you when you go inside the M25. You know, I don't get that call. I don't get.
We don't want to put you out, Dave.
Well, you would never ever be putting me out. I've always got time for you both.
Okay.
I didn't.
Next time we're down the smoke.
I didn't have a spare for Dewilly, so
I didn't have a spare for Fulham.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I bet you could have got one.
Anyway, back to your original question.
What was the original question?
When's he going to come?
When am I going to go to my first game at the new ground? I don't know. Is the quick answer? I'm sort of eyeing up somewhere in October. I think.
Oof, nice.
Which is a way off, but you know, life is busy.
It's not that way off. They'll be before you know it.
Well, I know.
Once you've had your little holiday and gone to sleep in the leisure place, then you'll be leisure place sounds so weird, doesn't it? Leisure place. Then October will be here before you know. It'll be Halloween before you know it.
I know. So yeah, I do have my eye on a couple of potentials. And when I do, I shall let you know because I'm looking.
Don't forget the Spurs game is moved, Dave.
Yes,
it's not a Saturday anymore. It's now 4:30 on the Sunday. October fixture. Just don't want to steer you on the right path.
Yeah.
Steer you on the right path.
Was that the only October fixture?
No, for Dave's looking at October fixtures.
Just saying.
Tottenham's been moved. No, 3 of Spurs games in October have been moved for TV. So there you go. There's a bit of Spurs information for you.
Well, thanks for that.
Just in case you want to watch Tyler Dibbling.
We've been Spurs heavy, so yeah.
I'm thinking Palace.
Yeah, it'd be a good one. Crystal Palace minus Eze.
Minus.
That's what I'm thinking, you see.
Nice. That's it.
I like it.
So are we excited, Baz, for Sunday?
When's this going out? No, we am. It's the first Premier League game. I think there'll be a bit of bounce back ability, as Ian Dowie once said. I think Everton will be up for it Sunday. I think the fans, the whole day will make it good atmosphere, and Everton are going to have to come out and put a performance in, because if they turn up and play like they did in the first half at Leeds the other night, 50,000 people will let them know about it. I think they'll be right on it on Sunday, and it'll be a tough game because they're a good side, but they're not unbeatable. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. Should be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting day because, I mean, obviously, I know that you and many others have been to the various test events. You have been to more than most, given what you do. But there will be a lot of people just walking around. This risk of stating the obvious. This is a whole brand new experience, isn't it? A lot of people walking around thinking this is the first day of the rest of our lives in many ways, and it will be, I don't know, it'll be interesting, it'll be an emotional day again. I mean, not as emotional as leaving Goodison, but it'll be emotional.
I think the Roma game the other week
it helped a lot
because there was obviously 50,000 there, and a lot of people. There was people obviously who aren't season ticket holders who won't be there Sunday, but there'll be a lot of people who there, and the more you go in, the more it feels. But it's still, when you're in there, you do still look around and just think, wow, this is incredible. It's incredible.
To be fair, I mean, the sooner that sort of goes away, the better in some regards. Like the Roma game was, for a lot of people, just seeing the Stones and getting in to see the seat, probably for the first time, sitting in this seat for the first time.
So is that, sorry, that's what I was going to ask you. Is that how it works? So did season ticket holders have their seats for that?
Yeah.
Fine.
So basically,
this is what I was going to say, because while you have been to the stadium a couple of 3 or 4 times already, is that I was going to say, have you actually sat in your spot yet? But that would have been the first time, would it?
Yeah, first time I'd sat in. First time I'd watched. I didn't go to the test events, the first 2, so it's the first time I'd sat in my seat for a game, and it was brilliant. My seat was fantastic.
You've been inside the stadium before, but not for a test event, is that right? Or was this? Okay.
I'd done the Everton documentary, so I'd done a bit of in that, narrated a little bit of stuff in that. So I've been in before, but to be in for a game and to watch the thing, it was brilliant. Listen, Mr. Test event. I've been to every test event.
Well,
so it was amazing to see that, and obviously it was full for the first time, which is obviously, an absolutely brilliant thing to see. And it's an incredible ground, and it's fitting for a team that plays near the top of the Premier League. So everything else has got to catch up. No, it is though. No. It is. When you look at it, you can see European Champions League football being played in an arena like that, but the team's nowhere near.
Let's just hope that we never ever see what we saw on Monday night in that.
That's it. That's it.
Ground.
That's the.
It's only the team that's got to catch it.
So
that kind of thing.
So it comes down. I mean, number one is, I think, as I was just saying to you before, I think a lot of the novelties got to wear off in many ways for people, and it'd be about somewhere you go to go and watch your football team and get behind your football team, rather than cranking your neck and trying to look at every different thing in there, which that's great, and that's what we loved it, but we need it. It needs to feel like home as soon as possible, and you don't go round your home once you're in there, sort of looking at all the amazing features of it. It's where you go, isn't it? And also it brings a pressure. The pressure is, and this will come from the outside, and I don't know whether Everton are quite coping with that pressure right now, is everybody is suddenly wanting more out of the football club. There's more fans going in there. People want to go down and see it. In terms of tickets for games and the cup and everything, and
donuts.
But there's so much pressure because there is. It's like the prices have gone through the roof, Dave. The tickets have obviously gone through the roof. Our season tickets have gone up. There's an added pressure to get what's on the pitch right, because ultimately you have to ask the question. That novelty I was talking about will wear off, and people start asking the question, what am I getting for my money? Where's the value in what I pay when we're watching the same product on the pitch? And I wonder how long that will last if Everton don't get what they need. Now, of course, for the next couple of seasons and so, there's not going to be a problem with that, because people aren't stupid. They see where we've been and where we're trying to get. But there has to be, obviously, distinct markers of where we're going, and if people don't see them, you just wonder how long that can continue if people giving their all to the football club, because it is very difficult. It is the club is massively frustrating, and every time we think we've took a step forward, it's like we've took 2 back, and we're all scratching our heads and we don't understand why. Like we've said, it's so easy, isn't it? The right midfield spot is such an easy marker. We've all said it, we all know it, the manager knows it, and we're here with 10 days to go to the window shut, and we still have not bought a right midfielder. and it was the #1 priority and has been for the last 3 years. So Everton have got to start getting things right massively.
Yeah,
Here.
totally agree. Totally agree. Right, should we leave it there?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Right. Anything else, Dave? Any other business before we go?
No. I've learned lots today, so it's good.
There you go.
You know, and
it's like a summer catch up.
It's a summer catch up. It's nice. I feel like I've missed you. I've seen your photographs of Chicago and the Windy City and the big lakes and Central Park in New York and whatnot. And I just wanted some catch up time. And we've had it. So I will see.
And we've had some fact checking as well on the like
fact checking. We know that the sun is not a planet. For anybody that was in doubt. So we're kicking off strongly. Perhaps more strongly than the side did. But we're hitting the ground running. And I will see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Have a lovely holiday.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe from Storm Erin.
Yeah, I will do.
If you do end up sleeping in a leisure centre, send pics.
Yeah, I will.
And we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But everybody else, like, subscribe, give it a 5-star rating, do all that. We'll see you later.
Bye.